Hi everyone, happy Monday. It's Laura Milligan and I'm here for my Monday Be Live with Laura. And thank you for joining me today. I have some fun projects, two things I'm going to share with you. Let me just check and see. I want to make sure people are on here, make sure I'm in the right place. Give me 1 second here. Okay, I think we're good. I'm not seeing any comments yet. If you're there, can somebody say hello? That would be helpful. Okay. Usually Myra's the first one to pop on, and there she is. Hello, Myra. I just said you're usually the first one to pop on, so thank you. I'm going to wait one more minute. I hope that you all had a good weekend. Curious how many of you actually watched the Super Bowl. We did, and I thought there were some pretty good commercials. Um, that's always my favorite part. There were some pretty funny ones. And of course, being a Michigan fan, we're very proud of Tom Brady. He's just amazing. And got to get that plug in there for my Wolverines, right? Hi, Sarah Poole. Hi, Cindy. Okay, good. So people are joining. Hi, Tanae. Great. So people are joining in. So I'm going to switch my phone down and first of all, I'm going to show who is going to get the cards that I made last week. I pulled names from those that commented and shared my Facebook Live last week. And so I'm going to get those cards in the mail to two lucky people today. And today what I'm focusing on is the True Love Designer Series paper. It's in our January to June mini catalog. And if you're like me, I love our designer paper. I have a huge stash of it. And I think, like many of us paper crafters, we hoard the paper and we don't want to use it because it's so pretty. And I thought what I would do this week was to just show you some different ideas, different ways to use your designer paper because you need to use it. And you can always order more, right? I'm happy to be contacted at any time if you need some more. If you ever run out of your stash, and Stampin' Up, I feel like they're experts in coordination and how the designer paper coordinates with our stamped images and that sort of thing. So let me switch my phone down and I'll show you what I have in store for you today. So first of all, hi Debbie. Debbie's a mail carrier, so sometimes she gets to take a break right about the time I'm broadcasting this. So that's always fun when she joins in. All right. So these are two of the cards that I made last week. They featured the Hey Birthday Chick stamp set and bundle. And this one is going to Cindy Geist. So Cindy, you're on here now. So this will go in the mail to you today. And then the other one goes to Mary Flagger. And I have both of your addresses, so those will go out to you today in the mail. So thank you for commenting. And if you comment today or share my post, my Facebook Live, you will be entered to win the two cards. I just do a random drawing to of those, those that have commented, and I will do a random drawing, and two people will get the cards in the mail that I'm making today. All right. So today, I just want to show you. Oh, hi, Mary. I didn't realize you were on here. Yes, that's coming in the mail to you. So today I wanted to show you, this is the True Love Designer Series paper. There's really nothing about love to do with it. That sounds kind of funny, but when I think of True Love designer paper, I think of hearts and flowers and that kind of thing. And there are flowers, but there aren't really any hearts. But what I love about it, to me, it's True Love paper because I love black and white. I love that combination. And so you can see you get 6 different patterns, and then on the back are the floral images. And there's this one, and this one. These all have large floral images that you can cut out and use on your cards. And let me show you first this card. This is on my blog today, and I just posted it. So if you go to my blog, lauramilligan.com, you'll be able to see this card and the measurements and everything and how it was, how I made this. But this floral image here is from, I just cut it out, and I'm not that good at fussy cutting, but it was actually pretty easy to do. Let's see, which pattern is it? It's this one, yeah. So it's this one right here, and you can see there are bigger images too. That would feel like your whole card front. That would be really pretty. And then there are single flowers, but this is the one that I used for my card. And I just colored this with Stampin' Blends. I used my Tuxedo Black ink, and I used Old Olive and Daffodil Delight Stampin' Blends. These are our matte black dots, which I am loving those. And then this Happy Birthday is from a new stamp set in the mini catalog. It's one of the $1 Million Achiever stamp sets, Jackie Bolhuis, and it's called Happy Thoughts. And I love this stamp set because I love the fonts that are used. And there's congratulations, thank you, thinking of you, and happy birthday, which are kind of cover all the, most of the reasons you would want to send a card. But then it also has these 3 bigger word images that you can stamp on the inside of your card. So let me show, I just wanted to show you one thing about this. So this little twirly thing behind my floral image, I want to show you how I did that, because sometimes it's easier to show you than explain it. So let me grab, let's see here. I'm just going to take this piece. So pretend like this is my flower, my floral image. And so what I am going to do is take my adhesive, and I'm going to put this across, just a strip like that. And then I'm going to take this twine. This is from the Playful Pets combo pack. And I'm just going to use my adhesive to hold this in place. And you can see I have some hanging down from the end. And then I'm just going to loop this around. And my adhesive is going to help me do this. And I just kind of put it where I want it to be. So I'm going to do one over this way as well. But the adhesive, I think this makes it easier to do. Kind of holds everything in place like that. And then I always check it. And then of course you can adjust it if you want to make some, the loops bigger or whatever size you want. And so that would go, that's my flower, and that's how I did that. And then what I would do is just put some dimensionals on this here and there to kind of hold that in place to secure that. And then of course just trim the other end. And that's how I do that. You can see the one I did behind this flower is much bigger. So that would just be, and I can pull, the nice thing about this too is you can pull it off. So if you make a boo-boo, you can kind of fix it. So if I wanted to do something a little bit bigger, it would be like this. Kind of like that. So you get the idea. But this helps me when I'm doing it. And I just thought that was worth showing you. And I think every time you do it, it's going to look different, but it's the kind of thing that the more you do it, the easier it gets. My friend Renee is an expert at these kind of things. And that was a little tip that she shared with me. She's here today working in my studio. She is prepping for the Hey Birthday Chick class that registration just ended on Saturday. So she's busy. She'll be prepping for that all day. I had a really good response for that. All right. I have 2 cards that I'm going to make for you today. And the first one, again, I wanted to just show you what you can do with your designer paper. So first, what I think I'll do, well, okay, so this is just a basic black card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I have 4 pieces of designer paper. True Love Designer Series paper. Now, Of course, you could do this with any papers that you have. And I have cut these 1 1/4 by 4, and they're just going to go on my card front like that. And so what I did when I made this was I'm going to attach the pieces on the outer sides first, outer edge first, so that I can kind of determine, I want about, I don't know, what is that, 1/8 of an inch around the whole front. So I'll go ahead and attach this. I think if you do the ones on the outside first, it makes it easier to line up the ones in the center. Okay. We'll do that. And then I have these two, and again, I'll just position them, try to get them as evenly spaced as I can. Mine are never perfect, but that's okay. Do it about right there. That looks pretty good. And then this one, not too bad. Again, these are just 1 1/4 by 4. So there's the front of that. And then I cut out one of the flowers from the designer paper. We do have to fussy cut this. Oh, hi, Lisa. We don't have dies for these, but like I said, it's not that hard to cut these out. So I did go ahead and do that. And actually that is the same, where did I put my other card? No. So it's the same sheet of designer paper, but I chose the one for this card with just the one image. And you get 2 sheets of each of these designer papers, so you have a lot of floral images you can cut out there. All right. Then I'm going to do some stamping. I'm using from that same stamp set, the Happy Thoughts, Thinking of You. So we'll go ahead and stamp that. This is my Tuxedo Black Memento ink. And you know, I should have made another one. I didn't think about this till right now, but I should have done one with totally different designer paper to show you how different it can look. But this is a good layout. You just need little scraps of DSP to do this. And then I'm going to punch this image out. This is the Timeless Label punch. Debbie, you like black and white too. I do as well. Okay. So there's that. And then what I did, after I cut this out and I was making my sample, I just cut just a little bit right here along the edge of the flower and where it meets the leaf, because I sort of liked how it looked kind of tucked right in there like that. So it's overlapping my punched shape a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, I need to figure out, okay, so I'm going to put just a little bit of adhesive on the back here to hold that in place where I want it to be. That looks pretty good like that. Okay. Then what I did was I took this is I think it's called Crinkled Whisper White Crinkled Seam Binding Ribbon, and this is white, and it's really soft and easy to work with. So what I did was I made a bow, and I wanted the tails to hang down, but I also wanted both of the loops of the bow to go down like this. And this is just this will just be attached right behind. So I'm gonna grab my glue dots. Let's see if I have my glue dots, do I? Yes, I do. Okay, I try to leave some of these things here so that when I'm doing this, I can just grab them. But so I'm going to put a glue dot actually on the front and back of this. Did I get that there? No. I'm going to try to pull this off of here. Come on, there we go. Okay. And I want my loops to be going down, and this is just going to be tacked right behind there like that. And again, I can kind of fidget with it to get it how I want it to be. And then I'm going to pop this whole thing up. So now I'm going to come in with some dimensionals. Yeah, I love the black matte dots. I have been using those quite a bit lately. Okay, I'm going to put one close to this. Okay. I don't know if you can hear Charlie, my dog, is a rascal. It's kind of like little kids when their mom gets on the phone, they get into trouble. And so he often gets into trouble when I'm doing these. He's running around with his squeaky toy. Okay, and that's just going to go right here on the center of my card. And I just need to trim up the ribbon a bit. But I like having the longer tails, like I said, to the ribbon. That's so pretty. Don't want to be too long though, but so there's my card. And then to finish it up, I'm just going to use some of these black dots. Yeah, black and white is always a good combination. I don't think you can beat it really. And I'll just put a little dot right there. And then for the inside, as you know, I always put, well, you have to with black, but unless I'm using a whisper white or a basic white, someday I'll get used to saying that. Basic white card base, any other color but white, I will add this little quarter panel here. It's 4 by 5 1/4. And what I do, because I make a lot of cards and I use a lot for my classes and things, is I will get a whole pack of the basic white, just the regular, not the thick one, and just cut it 4 by 5 1/4. And then what you end up with, let me see if I can reach these out of my drawer. I have this whole packet. Let's see, hold on here. You end up with the whole packet of these, which I save because I can use these for any time I need just like a little panel for words. So I actually save these. I probably have more than I'll ever use in my whole lifetime, but they are there and they're good for card making and those small little words. So this says just wanted to send some happy thoughts your way. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up. And I'll just stamp that in the middle here. It's a pretty, I love the font. Okay, we'll set those aside. I'm going to cover up my ink. And this will just be attached to the center of the card. Yes, I like navy and white too, Myra. You're right. That's pretty. I really like navy and white, well, all year round, but I like it at Christmas with like a touch of silver too. I think it's really pretty. All right, so there is card number 1. And I showed you this little technique with the envelope flap, but because I'm focusing on designer paper this week, I wanted to show you real quickly again. And I don't think that you all were on watching that. So I'm just going to show you. I'm taking the flap of my envelope and I'm running my adhesive all around the flap. And then I just pulled this pattern because actually I could use either side, but I pulled this because it's on the card front, and I'm just going to line this up right to the fold. Position that, and then just quickly snip this off. And I'm just following the shape of the envelope flap. It was pretty easy to do. It just dresses it up, and it's fun to stamp or add a touch like this to an envelope because you know when the mail arrives, this will be the first thing that whoever you're sending this to will open. Okay, so there's our first project. Isn't that pretty? All right, so there's card number 1. These cards will be posted on my blog tomorrow, so you'll be able to look and see the measurements and have a picture of it as well. But that'll be on my blog tomorrow, lauramilligan.com. Right there. Hope you'll go and visit. Leave a comment. I love to hear get your comments. All right, and then I have one other card today. And okay. So this one, I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap paper. This is really fun. I have taken, so I have, I cut a circle out of, with my layering circles. I think it's the largest circle. And then I also cut a scalloped circle out of the same layering circle dies. And it's just going to be a tight fit. There's not much of the black showing, but it just adds that sweet little scalloped edge. And then I have, this is my quarter sheet. Let me hold this up. Sometimes it's hard to see. I got to get it at the right angle. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. Whoop, right there. It's embossed with the Scripty embossing folder, which is one of my favorites. It's kind of a subtle, soft background. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, first of all, I need to grab some paper. Oh, let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna pull some out of my drawer here. All right. So for this card, I am using this beautiful A Touch of Ink stamp set, and it is one of our celebration rewards. You can get this for free with a $100 order. It's a bigger stamp set with lots of images. There's 17 stamps in it. And of course, it caught my eye right away because I love hummingbirds. And I like butterflies too, but I love, love, love the hummingbird. So I'm going to show you something really fun to do with this. So first, let me grab another piece that looks dirty. Okay, that's better. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is stamp my hummingbird. And I wanted to make this card soft, kind of soft and pretty. So this is a 2-step stamp set. And so the first thing I did was inked up the now this is kind of personal preference, but I normally, when I'm doing 2-step stamping, I will do the outline image first and then do the solid image. For me, it's just easier to line it up. This is a photopolymer stamp set, so I'm bringing in my Deluxe Foam Mat, which is a accessory, an add-on for the Stamparatus. Okay, so I'm going to ink up the outline of this hummingbird, Tuxedo Black ink. Get that inked up really well. Okay, isn't she pretty? And then I'm going to use this solid image and stamp this with Seaside Spray. Beautiful, beautiful color, Seaside Spray. It's a real pretty blue. And I'm just going to line this up. And I love how this stamp lines up with the image, because it doesn't have to be perfectly lined up. It's forgiving, and I don't think it's meant to be perfectly lined up. You can see how this goes over the edge. It softens it. So there's my Seaside Spray. Then I'm going to bring in, these are our new blending brushes, and they are so much fun, and there are a lot of things that you can do with these. I'm just going to show you one thing today, but this is made of teeny tiny bristles. It's super soft. I almost feel like it could be a makeup brush. It's just so soft, and it's just super nice. Solid bristles. It's so solid that when I first saw these, I thought they looked like a sponge, but it's not. It's little bristles. So I wanted to add just a little bit of contrast to my hummingbird, and so I'm going to use my blending brush, and I brought in some Highland Heather. I'm just going to add a little contrast And so you just pick this up, and I like to start on my scrap paper just to make sure it's soft enough. I'm going to be cutting this out, so it's okay if I go over the edges. I'm just adding some darker color right around, I guess it's her breast. Okay. All right. So there I have that. And I actually have colored one or cut one out ahead of time. And you know what? I'm going to add, I don't think I did this. I'm going to add some darker purple to her. All right. The next thing I'm going to do is take my circle, and I'm going to just kind of rub this. So with the blending brushes, what I recommend is one maybe for each color family. Like I could use this one for blues and purples. I have another one I'm going to use in a minute here that would be for yellows and oranges and that kind of thing. So you can use them with different colors. So I am going to pick up now some Seaside Spray Ink, and I'm just going to add some soft color to this, and you'll be able to see this more. I'm going to keep it pretty soft. But see how pretty that is? These brushes are really fun. It's one of those tools that we have that make you feel like you're an artist, which I always love that. Okay, so that's just kind of soft and pretty. And now I'm going to put my, and the other thing I need to stamp is my leaf. And I'm going to do that in basic black as well. This is another two-step stamp. Go ahead and stamp that on here. And then I'm going to fill this in with Old Olive ink for my solid part. And again, the centers of these images are super forgiving. You don't have to have it lined up perfectly. Okay, so there you have that. I also did, just to save some time, I cut one of those out as well. And then I have a little piece here. And I chose the Hello Friend. It's just small, and I thought that would be good for this card. So I'm going to stamp this just on this little piece here, little piece of white. Okay, and I'll set that aside for a minute. Now I'm going to put my card together. So let me close up all my ink. I love that Seaside Spray color. I think it's so pretty. All right, make sure all my ink is covered. All right, I'm done stamping, so I'm going to take all of this away. And I'm going to put this card together. So I am starting with a basic white card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I'll add my panel that has the scripty. Oh, I got a little ink on there. I'm going to flip it over. Okay. It's going to be covered up, but hopefully that, yeah. Okay. Let me just add. So this panel is going to go on here. Whoops. Upside down. Want to get that right side up, probably. Okay. So there's that, and then I'm just going to put my different layers together. I'm going to start with this, and I will attach this to my black scalloped circle. Okay, I'll attach this to my card. And then I'm going to take this piece, and I learned a trick from my friend Constance. I don't know if she'll ever see this and find out that I'm talking about her, but she taught me to do this. I think oftentimes when I'm using dimensionals, I pop up an entire image. So like normally I would put a dimensional here and down here, maybe even put a teeny one down here. But what she taught me, which I think is really cool, is to put a dimensional at the top and then a glue dot at the bottom. So I'm going to just position this here, just sort of along the edge of the scallop. All right. And then this, I'm not sure what Charlie hears today, but then I'm going to, so for the hummingbird, I'll pop up all of her. And I'm not going to put anything on her wings because I want those to be sort of just like she's hovering there. I don't want to attach those. And I'm going to put that right there. Well, I'm going to lift her up a little bit. I'll put her about right there. Like she's just flying around. So pretty. And then I'm going to take my twine. And I'm going to go ahead and tie a bow. Isn't this pretty? I love the soft colors on this. So again, I'm going to make a bow, trim this off, and again for this one, I normally don't do this, but I liked the look on that other card, and so I'm going to do the same thing here and have my loops go down. I just feel like it fills in some space at the bottom here that I needed it to. So I'm going to pick up a glue dot. I'm going to do it this way. It's easier while I have it. I'm holding it in my hand. And then this will be just kind of tucked under there about like that. Okay. And then I'll attach this. Whoops. Like that. And I just put this right there, like that. Whoops. Okay, right there like that. And then to finish it up, probably need to add another little dimensional under there. Then to finish it up, yeah, I better do that right now. Let me pick one up here and see if I can tuck it under there to hold that in place. That was not sticking at all. Okay, I'm going to put that right there. Try it again. There we go. Now it's going to stick. Okay, and then I want to add some of the black matte dots. And I thought it would be pretty to just follow the curve of this circle and just fill in, do a little curve of 3 of these. I just thought that was kind of pretty and something different. So there is that card. And then to finish this, I would stamp something on the inside. And then I'm going to take my Wink of Stella. I'm going to squeeze it on here to make sure it's flowing. This little scrap piece here. Yeah, it's coming. And I just thought I would make her shimmery because hummingbirds are kind of shimmery, right? And I just thought it would be a pretty addition. There. Thanks, Debbie. Okay, so there's that. And I don't know if you can see the shimmer. I think you can. If I hold it the right way, maybe you can see it. Yeah, and Colleen, I do too. I think it's again, we're always looking for different ways to do things, and we can all tie a bow and put it on a card, but I think it's fun to switch it up a little bit. So that's that one. And then I wanted to show you another one that I had made. Well, first of all, here's one. This is that same designer paper. It's a different pattern. And I colored this with my blending brush and the daffodil ink. And look at how different that looks. That's really pretty. And then I did another one the other day, and I was just kind of experimenting. And this one is much brighter. But this butterfly also comes in this stamp set. It's a 2-step as well. And that one I did with the Daffodil Delight brush. So I'm going to just real quickly bring that in so I can show you. It's just fun. Yes, we love our Wink of Stella, don't we? Wink of Stella is fun. And I will tell you, if you try these blending brushes, they're kind of addicting. So I'm going to pick up the yellow. And like I said, I like to kind of brush it on my paper first. And then I'm just going to add this color. There are some other things that you can do with blending brushes. And maybe one week I'll focus on that. But this is fun. And you know what's neat too is you can do like an ombre effect. In fact, I'm going to bring in my Mango Melody. I just want to see what this would look like. Let me pick that up. Might look terrible, but we'll see. Yeah, actually it's kind of pretty. Just to create like an ombre look. Depending on what you're making. Yes, you will like this, Mary. It's a beautiful stamp set. So again, you know, you can just keep doing it and adding as much color as you want. It's pretty addicting and also very fun. Yeah, so look at that ombre look. Isn't that pretty? I would probably blend it a little bit more. Let me try to pick up some. Yeah, see, I would just blend that to soften that line. There. Almost looks like a sunset or the moon or something. But so for this one, I used Pacific Point, I stamped off, and then I used Daffodil Delight. And I also added my Wink of Stella to the butterfly as well. So let me pull all these cards back in. So these are the 3 cards. And if you will leave a comment, oh, Colleen says, how do the blending brushes compare? They are very smooth, and because it's a much bigger surface, you can cover areas better, and they're just fun. Like I said, when you have these tools, it makes you feel like you're an artist, but I think they're smoother and you get better, more even coverage. Yes. So these are my 3 cards. Leave a comment, share my post. I would love for you to share this, and thank you so much for joining me today. And as always, I hope you have time to be creative. Oh, and I should remind you, so Thursdays at 1, I started a new Facebook Live that I'm doing called Facebook Live Take 2. So I'm going to come back this Thursday at 1 with 2 more projects featuring the same designer paper. And so tune in then. I hope that you'll join me for that as well. So again, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day. And I hope you have time to be creative today. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.